All right, welcome back to another episode of the White Mountain Endurance Podcast. I'm joined today by Haley Heinrich and Corey Dowe of New Hampshire, and both members of the Aravaipa Northeast Racing Team out here. Welcome, both of you.
Hi.
Great, Great to have you on. We are 1 week out from the Sunapee Scramble, which, for those in the know, is the USATF mountain running, the classic championships, so the up-down course. It'll be taking place next Saturday, June 1st in Sunapee, New Hampshire. So we're very excited to host national championship here on the East Coast. Both Haley and Corey will be some of the headliners in the field, and excited to, just chat about the race and break down the field, who's participating, the course, and share just some other thoughts around training going into the race. How are you both feeling 1 week out?
First, sorry, it's Sunday, because you scared me there for a second.
Sunday.
Sunday,
That's
June
right.
1st. Don't show up on Saturday. I mean, do
It's Sunday,
whatever.
June 1st. I have the date right.
Yeah, just I'm feeling okay. I feel like it's still early in the season, and technical is still feeling a little bit weird, and I'm recovering from some ankle stuff, but I'm excited to get out there. It's going to be fun, especially because it's in my backyard and I don't have to go very far for it.
Yep. That's nice. Corey, how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it as far as like where we are in the season and everything. It's not in my backyard, but still looking forward to it and everything. So I like that it's in New Hampshire.
Yep. So the 2023 edition of the race was the first Sunapee Scramble, and that was in end of April, so it's nice to have a little bit more of a runway for this year's race, just a little more time to get out on trails and get out on the mountain, because if you're living in New Hampshire, New England in general, and if you were at the 2023 version of the race, there was still snow on the course. So I know that can be a tricky sort of transition. I feel like April and in May in New England's just mud season, and it can take a little bit to get your trail legs under you. We'll have maybe Haley, since it is your backyard, essentially, maybe do a little overview of the course to look forward to on Sunday. His background, like on Sunapee Scramble, it was essentially created for the mountain running championships and to come up with a qualifier in 2023, because the world championships that year was much earlier in the season. I think it was mid-June, maybe. Was that when the and so this year it'll be, is it, you guys would actually know better than me, when is the world championship in Spain? Is that October?
In September.
September, yes, late September. Okay.
Corey, because I didn't.
I'm pretty sure. I think it's in September.
Yes, late September. I know, because it's a few weeks after the whole UTMB series of events. A little bit more room to work with this year. That first year was both the vertical championships and the classic up-down course. This year it'll be the up-down course, and the top 4 men and the top 3 women will be selected for the US team, which is very exciting. Haley, let's dive right in terms of what's on tap for the course.
All right, bear with me because I just did it plus some today, so a little foggy. I should have done more, but so this year is a little bit different. Well, obviously it's different, but it looks like it's basically a combination of the first year they did it, where you're going to do the access road first, then my favorite trail, rim trail. So that was the vert course. So it's going to be like no tech to very tech. And the other biggest difference, which I learned today and I did not know, was before we made a left and went down the road up to the access road, we're still going to make that left, but it looks like we're going up the Jeep road, which is pretty steep, really muddy right now, and taking a left that connects to the access road. So it cuts off that climbing on the paved road in the beginning, which I love. I don't know how some other people are going to feel, but it's, I don't know, it's very nice. So it's a really good straight uphill warm up with a little less road time. So actually no road time, just a little less dirt trail time. So then from there, I believe it's like 500 feet of climbing up the slope. You're going to connect to this section of the access road where maybe you go up a hill a little bit, but it's actually relatively downhill until you get to the Sun Bowl there, where there's a chairlift on your right, and you're going straight back up that access road. You're taking a right at the top, so you don't go entirely to the summit. And there's a gnarly pipe over here to the right. I think people saw before. Some people eat it on that, so be careful. Super muddy, super wet. I don't think it's supposed to rain, maybe, during the race, but it's not going to dry out. So grip is going to be good to have, even if you can like really get up that access road fast. It'll be nice to have some grippy shoes. But from there, you're going to take a little bit of, I don't remember the name of the slope, but I think it's Rim Trail. No, sorry, that's where you connect. I think it's Ridge, the Ridge slope over to the Glade, which there's, I don't know how, but there is still a path. So you can see where everyone goes in the middle of it. And it really wasn't that bad. It was slippery and it is rooty. It's still going to be interesting. People are going to go down. And then you're going to shoot out to Outer Ridge Trail like you did before. So same descent as usual, where you kind of curve down the slope. I almost ate it on that part. It is really slippery again. It's a little hard to find a line there. And then you're going to take a right, super muddy in the beginning of that. And you kind of like run on an angle, or you could like go straight down and go right through the mud. And then it's pretty gentle, actually. I think it's not even like completely downhill for a little bit on Outer Ridge. It's like probably one of the most flat sections, but I wouldn't call it flat, still grassy. And then you're going to come out to the Jeep road, not the one that you went up. There's another one. We have a lot of Jeep roads there. And you're going to come straight down this rocky, sandy area where you're going to go right through the finish again. It's pretty steep there, and I kind of think I didn't do that second half of the race when there was snow, but I kind of think it would have been easier with snow on it, but it's a good little rip. So that's the first lap.
Okay.
Want me to talk about the second lap?
Yeah, let's talk about the second lap. So the whole course, 9.3 miles, 2 laps, 3,300 feet of climbing, I think.
I got a little bit more than that today.
You got more. All right.
We did, but I think everyone's watch is going to be a little bit different.
Everyone's a little different. What'd you end up with on your watch?
I think around 450 or something like that. But I could have accidentally added a little bit, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right, so then you're coming through that start finish area, which that's nice and flat.
Yeah.
And fast. Come by all the spectators, which will be great. And then take us into lap 2.
All right, lap 2, my favorite lap. I think it's gonna be. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna go up under the chairlift and really muddy section, and then until you get to like the top peak there. I think it's about 0.5 again, and you're going to go over again to the same place where you connect with the access road. So this time, you're going to go down this deceiving hill where people are going to fly, and then you're going to go take a left where it doesn't even look like there's a trail, and enter Rim Trail. where it's right now, usually like you have some water to cross, but this is like, I'm laughing because it was like, this is a whole river to cross. Usually there's like a few rocks, but you're going to get your feet wet. They'll be wet from the mud in the beginning, but you're going to cross this river and you're going to go start to climb Rim Trail, where it's oddly probably at least half of it the most runnable of the trail section, I would say. But it does go for a little bit. And it starts, I wish I had looked at the mileage more, but you're going to curve over to the left and take some rock stairs once you're getting close to the top. Again, it's super flooded, so the trail is really interesting shape right now, but if you just rock hop, it should be good. And then you get to an intersection, which is Newbury Trail. So there's a trail to the left that goes downhill. You're going to go right, and all these, I feel like there's a bunch of gnarly pictures and videos of people passing where it's like hand holding section. This, like, people can run it, be my guest. Like, I don't personally, because I don't know, it's really steep and it's really rocky. There's some cool videos of people passing each other up there. I think there's a really cool picture of Kim Nato there. I'm pretty sure it's her. But it's probably one of the steepest sections right there. It's not very long, but it's like, oh man, I did a lot of running and I don't want to run this part. And then from there, you're going to keep climbing a bit. It's still steep, but it evens out a little bit where you're going to get a couple up downs. It's techy, it's muddy, it's rocky and rooty, but it's definitely not as much scrambling. However, there's still a few sections of like little scrambles, just not as intense as that one. So I'm trying to think.
Kind of where I was hiding the first year, right, in 2023. It was like one of those up down sections, I feel like.
I thought you were towards the end where we spit out to the road, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I was pretty close to the end, I guess.
Okay, so you still.
I just remember there's a quick downhill that like, but it was super like rocky and
I never. You're not
to see how people.
That's my favorite part. That was my favorite part watching. So you're not there yet, though. In my description. Okay. You're still you're doing like some up downs, mostly climbing. Again, there's some steep sections, but it's just like, it's really techy in the sense that there are a lot of wet roots. There's a lot of mud. And don't overestimate or underestimate the depth of those puddles, because a couple people today, like I did it today, and it's like, oh wow, I just fell down a lot farther than I expected in there. So you do this climb, and you're going to come to another intersection where if you went to the left, it's Lake Solitude, but you are going to take a right, and there is a short point, I don't even know, 0.2, maybe even less, but it is a steep climb where you're going to get to a point where it says lookout, which are the white cliffs, don't go that way. You're going to go right. And actually, weirdly enough, you're going to slowly go downhill for most of this. And when I did it, I don't think a lot of people expected that, because it's not too steep, but it's really techy and wet in there. And there's some mossy rocks that just like, they will get you. From there, you're going to continue on, lots of mud, but it's not too bad of a trail. And then you're going to go to your section, which is my favorite section, because there is a rock there that people try to run. This is going to be really close before you get spit out again on the access road. A lot of people went down. It was kind of funny, but I also hope no one got seriously hurt. But if I wish.
Yeah, I feel like I just filmed like the top like 5 men just all go down in that section. It was a boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. So I like to stay to the left. I've seen people go to the right where you're climbing up a little bit more. I don't really think that helps, but maybe I'm 5'1", so I'm short. So maybe a taller person, that would be fine. But I stay to the left, and I do think unless you have like really great balance, and you have something left in your tank, just like you will see these rocks where you're like, I can't quite see the bottom. It's okay to take your time there because then you can take off. Then it gets really runnable, like, but it will make an epic video if you don't. So, um, so from there you get spit back out on the access road, and ugh, this climb that you've already done on the access road, which it was part of the vert race too, and obviously the up down, but it's just like it's not even that long, but it's this dirt hill after you've been on so much technical. So it's like I could run this, but like I don't know. I'm always 50-50. I'm like, I think I'll try to run it both times, but I'm also okay not. From there again, you're gonna not summit, take a right, watch the slippy pole on the trail, and then go down the slope a little bit, take a left back onto the glade, and do exactly what I said before and finish through. But I think this is such an awesome race where it's definitely gonna weed some people out. And I think it's really gonna be deceptive the first lap. And then it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. If you haven't been doing technical trails, this will be a good wake up. That's for sure.
Yeah. I really like the 2-lap courses that have hosted the championships, like Cranmore back in the day, and I just feel like the 2-lap aspect of the courses adds so much strategy to of just like, okay, you trash your legs, like, it's a short race, so you're going hard no matter what, and it's like you get done with that first lap after descending, I guess it would be 1,500 plus feet that you're descending, and then going right into the next lap and finding your climbing legs. What would you say strategy wise, like, is your plan, Haley?
That's a good question. I don't, even though this is a short race, like I'm still just like trying to decide what I'm gonna bring with me. I was talking to my friend who said she's gonna wear a pack for comfort, and I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't blame, like, you want to bring some calories, so that's like the only thing that I'm like, I do think I need to have some hydration and calories because once you get from like runnable to techie, like I don't know, I think you might want to fuel before those bigger climbs. I think I'm gonna kind of I'm coming back from some ankle stuff and some other health struggles. So this will really be just a fun competitive race for me. So I think I'm gonna go out a little bit conservative on the first up down, and then I don't know what it is. I just seem when I'm having fun, which is usually by the second lap or like way too late into a race, I seem to do better. So I think my strategy is like pick up the pace on the stuff I like, or at least try to. But I don't know if that's really much of a race strategy. That's just what works for me. That doesn't work for everyone else. So like if you like less techie, go ahead and do what you want on that first lap because that's for you. If you like techie, the second lap, again, it's a short course, but it's still like 3-3-3-4 vert. Like you have time. And if downhill's your thing, like you also have time on that. I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember at this point. But yeah,
it's nice the downhill
interesting.
Is so like open, you're not dealing with like single track for the descent, other than the glade section.
Yeah, I was gonna say the glade. I definitely got stuck behind someone before, and then I went to pass, but because the outsides of the glade, like the line is not there, I never ended up touching that person because I'm like trying to get back to it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm running on right now. So except for there, you do have time to pass once you get out of that glade. For sure.
Because after that, how much distance would you say from when you pop out of the glade to the finish? Like almost a mile, or?
I don't even know if it's a mile. I kind of think it's less than that. because I
Yeah,
believe
maybe.
the descent is like maybe around 1.5 miles, but maybe even less.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's
Yeah, you
maybe it's
have a couple. I feel like it does open up at least where there's lots of room to, make passes in that last mile-ish,
yeah,
which is nice that you're not totally stuck if you
yeah,
that it's a good place to maybe turn on the gas and make your move
yeah,
if you're within striking distance of people. But yeah, I do think it is like a really strength based race, with that
yeah.
2 lap aspect and the technicality of that second ascent. Yeah, and for slightly different course, but for 2023, I just have the finishing time. So Dan Kurtz was hour and 1 minute for the men's win, and then Grayson Murphy was 108, 108.56 for the women's. Do you see the times being pretty similar,
No,
or pretty
Longer now.
yeah,
longer? Yeah,
oh yeah.
it was 9 miles though. The up down the first, or what was the distance? Do you remember from 2023?
I did not do the up down, so I don't know what it was. I did the vert. I had breakneck the following weekend, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing a race that was not applicable to the race I was training for. But yeah, not. I don't know.
I don't remember
What
what
would
the
you
distance
estimate,
was.
like
I thought it
time
was
wise?
closer.
What are you both predicting time wise for like top times?
So
You can
bad.
throw a number out there. It's okay. It's not close. But how much longer would you say? Like,
Isn't it just longer times because of the techie up?
yeah,
Which I just did the techie up, but it didn't have the right under the chairlift. But I think that's less runnable. So maybe like the road had, I don't know, evened out because it was a little bit more time. And I think that took me about 40. I kind of want to say my time was like 43 or something up that. I could be making that up. So, um, I don't know. I would add like, I don't know. I'm not sure.
it's here or
But
there.
it takes a
Okay.
lot longer to do that than the access road, which I don't think is going to take much time. So an hour and like, are we talking about winning times or like what I think?
Yeah, winning times. What are we predicting?
Oh boy. Um, I think under an hour and a half. Maybe like,
Yeah.
I'd agree. But I
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really going to depend too. Like if it dries up a little bit, that will make a big difference. But it's
Yeah, but you made a good point, Haley, about you are out there for longer than
yeah,
some of the past championship races, and nutrition is going to be a factor
yeah.
too. Where I feel like with some of these short ones, it's like you can kind of
Oh,
squeak your way through without really needing to worry too much. But this one, I feel like, yes, for that second lap, it'll be a useful tool in the toolbox. Corey, what strategy wise do you have thoughts of your own in terms of how you're approaching next Sunday?
I think just like with any of these races, I know that I'm just gonna try to hang with the top like 10 for as long as I can on the ascent because that's not my strength.
and then she's gonna
um,
hammer past
so
everyone on the
just
descent.
like trying to keep people as like close as I can for the uphill really is really the only thing that I've really thought about.
Okay.
But yeah, just trying to have fun with it.
Nice. Have
I
you?
didn't have a ton of fun the last time
Okay.
because it was like in April and I was not in shape for it at all because I just don't really train well in the winter, and so I'd like to have fun with it.
To be fair, the
I like it.
conditions were really tough when you did that double lap. That was cold, and that made me cold
Yeah, it was
watching.
cold. That was definitely chilly.
I mean, parts of it were fun, like the downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on. So yeah, for the classic race on Sunday, that's where I was hanging out most of the morning, was on the descent, and that was kind of fun just to see people. I was sort of right after the glades in that first turn on the more open ski slope, where it was just like you're going so fast, but then you're making that quick sort of sharp right in the mud. And Haley, you were sort of describing like, oh, you could stay up in terms of finding your line, or you could go a little down.
Yeah.
And there's almost like a stream going like right through the trail.
That's how most of it looks right now. Yeah. There's a lot of streams. Your feet are not going to be dry. If they are, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have got nothing.
So yeah, I guess in terms of like training and approaching this race, Haley, I know you've done a couple mountain races so far, with Seven Sisters out in Western Mass and Amherst on the Holyoke Range. Strong win there, so congrats to you. I know that one's a pretty brutal race. And then Corey, it sounds like you've been doing more speed, more road work in terms of racing. But yeah, how maybe starting with you, Corey, just like what are you doing to prepare for Sunday's course?
I've just been trying to get out when I can, and I've done a couple little 5Ks to like just like have some speed on my legs. The end of the school year is I teach, and the end of the school year is just like I try to get in what I can. And then the White Mountain Ski Company has done this like little challenge right now at a local mountain for like to try to get the fastest uphill time in the month of May. And that's not normally something that I try to do, but I was like, this is perfect. I'll do this to try to put in some hard uphills before Sunapee. So that's, I mean, it's not like the same type of uphill necessarily, but I think that's been good for me to do because I otherwise probably wouldn't have. So I've been thankful for that challenge that's been put out. So
yeah. And they're doing another one right after Sunapee, right? For like the week in between Sunapee and Sunapee. Which trail is that? You know?
Lonesome Lake, I think.
Oh yeah. Lonesome Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing the segment challenges. Like Mount Washington last year was wild. Just sort of resetting of the leaderboard there was exciting to see. Of just like, I don't know, that little extra push to get people to, I don't know, get after it on some of the local trails and mountains. So yeah, I appreciate having that as good motivation for people. Haley, how about yourself? What's training looked like? How did you feel in the races you've done so far this season?
I don't know if I've really been training much for anything that I'm racing this year. It's been really weird. I also we have the end of the fiscal year, and a lot of changes. So life has been really busy. And just dealing with some overall health issues, and just seeing honestly, I'm just getting out and enjoying some long, fun, slower stuff. Which is none of the races I feel like I'm signed up for yet. Like maybe some White Mountain endurance stuff, it'll fit, but I did dial it back a lot on that stuff. So I'm like, wow, I have not done any speed. So this will be a really interesting wake up. And I'm glad that I had Seven Sisters out of the way, but there is a huge difference. And I feel like I'm still learning this stuff between a lot of vert in an up, down, up, down, up, down race versus a straight up, straight down. And I'm like, oh, I thought this would maybe like, I don't know, I can't think of the word. I thought that this would make bigger of a difference for training, but I'm like, wow, I need some longer climbs out there because it's not quite doing that. And yeah, this weather is also going to be an interesting challenge. I feel like it looks like it's going to be really nice on Sunday. And if you live in New Hampshire, you got like 2 nice days this year, like really hot ones. And then it was like, yeah, just kidding. Yeah. And there's still snow in the whites and like ice storms. Washington, that's going to be really interesting because that's coming up too. But it looks very cold up there right now. So I don't know. I've really just been like kind of dialing it back and just getting out on long, fun stuff with my friends. And I did have a good winter though. I got to run with Corey and her husband who helped me get out of help my car get out the Kingston lot where I was stuck for a little bit. So, but we did have a great run. So that's what I've been doing.
Do you generally find that you seek out more running with other people than running solo, or what's sort of your balance there in terms of training by yourself versus with friends?
I think I used to do a lot more training by myself, and now I think it's like 50-50. I have like my go-to Tuesday people right now. Lindsay from Aravaipa is very pregnant and she's dealing with some stuff. Like she's really going through it, but I miss my running buddy who was like my Tuesday buddy. A couple people have stepped in for me. Peter Benito, who did the White Mountain Endurance Cup, he's been dealing with me and pulling me up. So he still does like double the distance that I do. But I'm like, thanks for letting me tag along so I'm not alone. Because I don't know, this year, maybe it's like weather-wise, motivation feels a little bit low. Everything feels a little gross here. I hope like with more sun, it'll be more fun. But I think I have been getting out with more friends, and I took a good group of people out today for the Sunapee course, and a couple of them aren't doing it. I really wish they were because I think they'd do great. But it was nice.
Sign up.
I tried. Oh my gosh, I tried.
Yeah.
I hope they watch this. You know who I'm talking to. Sarah. Just kidding. But I think a few of them, and Sarita too, who did 20 miles today and just joined us for a couple laps out of her 20, and she was really sending it. So but I ran with my friend Charlotte, Aaron, and Matt too. And I don't know if Matt's doing it. He should do it. I think he was maybe third at Seven Sisters. And Aaron did it today too. He's really fast. I hope that he is out there too. I'm pretty sure he's going to do it. And Charlotte also is going to do it. And she has quite a kick on a downhill. So you didn't ask me any of this, but I want to give them a shout out for tagging along with me today. And
that was an upcoming question. So you got it ahead. I was just gonna I feel like we have a really strong New England contingent who will be showing up at Sunapee. So I think that's really exciting to just shine some light on the talent we have out here, you two included. So any other in terms of the competition for us New Englanders, who are other big names you're excited to see race? Anyone
just
else?
New Englanders?
Anyone, I guess, in general, but New Englanders are they get an extra shout out.
No, I agree. Obviously Corey here, but I don't know how many. I know we'll have some New England women, but not as many as I expected. I think are going to be doing this. Okay. If I'm, please prove me wrong.
Entries that closely, but I know that there's a lot of it's going to be like a really heavy, I think, like strong field in general.
Oh,
I mean.
yeah, it is. Yeah. I just heard Hooper, Tom Hooper was at our Sunapee pub run on Tuesday, and he was talking about the field, and yeah, it's gonna be, yeah.
It's sad.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, compared
yeah,
to
it is.
even
Yeah,
2023, I'm like, wow, this is even
yeah,
deeper than 2023 by quite a bit. So yeah, it'll be. I don't know. I just love seeing how, especially like on a East Coast race, how a lot of the runners from out west perform on the terrain
yeah.
out here, and you know, Tom Hooper, yeah, does a great job of hosting the championships with Loon and with Sunapee, and I know there will be a live stream, so that'll be
I love
cool
that.
to be able to have people to tune in from afar and see some of the conditions out there. So yeah, props to Tom for that.
It sounds like there's going
Let's
to be some college kids there too that I'm very
yeah.
interested to see how they do in this, because I don't know if they've really trained this kind of thing, but they've got that speed and that young energy, so that'll be cool to see.
Yeah, that first lap, I'm sure that
Oh
first
yeah,
lap is going to be like,
yeah,
there's going to be some people who are just blowing the doors off, like right out of the gate.
yeah,
And then, yeah, whether they can stick it for the next lap,
yeah, yeah.
time will tell.
Don't give them the
But
secrets. Just kidding. But I hope. I mean, I don't hope that they blow up, but I hope this is also a great learning experience for people who, I don't know, we don't have the tallest mountains, but we have a lot of techie, and I love being able to show that off to our other friends. I don't know, in other areas.
absolutely. Speaking of technicality, what are you both wearing shoe-wise? What are your options that you're looking at?
I'll wear the Hoka Zanolls.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been wearing them for the like ski mountain races. Actually, just all the mountain races. Like
Yeah.
last year I did, and I liked them. So
Nice.
lightweight.
Yeah.
They have a nice little like
ground.
lug to them.
Yeah, I like being able to feel the ground.
Yeah, me too.
So, and they have the mega grip or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
If those fit my heel, I would love to try them, but I have very small ankles and I just have small feet. So I just wore the new Nike Terra Kiger 10 today. I really wasn't sure. I really like those shoes. There's really good ground feel, and I felt super stable in them, and they were lightweight. I was a little worried because they don't have a rock plate. I don't know if it's totally necessary for this, but they held up really well. I kind of think VJ might be there or another brand. I can't remember at the championship.
Okay.
And VJ has really good grip too. But yeah, I think a balance of grip, and my friend Charlotte, who absolutely flew on the downhills today, wore the VJ Ultra 2 or 3. And she really liked them. And I don't remember what the others were, but those seemed to work. I think anything like with a good bite and grip and just something you feel stable in is going to be great. I do not wear road shoes. Don't. I just like, I know that the first lap is on the access road, but I don't know. Maybe that will work for someone. I'm trying to warn people, but we'll see.
That was always my I feel like initially running mountain races, I always wore like road flats, like really minimal, like almost like track, like flats. But yeah, for the mud, it can definitely not always the greatest combination.
If it was dry though, I think you might be able to get away with it. It's not going to be dry. There's just no way that all of this is going to dry out. There's no snow on the course, but there's still snow on the slopes in a couple places. So
okay.
yeah, you can go check it out after. You're missing stuff.
I was wondering about that because I saw a little patch on Cranmore today. So I was like, oh, I bet Sunapee probably has like a patch or two too.
Yeah, the glade, not the glade. You'll probably see it if you're looking up in the first turn. There's I don't remember. I think it's called Goosebumps, but there's where the bumps are. There's like mounds of snow all over there. But yeah, no ice. That was cool.
That's
very
good.
slippery.
Yeah, I was gonna say the rock, something that is pretty sticky in terms of the rubber and the shoes for the rock. I feel like that always is deceiving. We're like, oh, I'll step on this rock, and then it's like, nope.
Yeah.
Like you're almost better finding, just dirt than the rocks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But awesome. Well, this has been exciting to chat with you both about next weekend's race. In terms of what else is on your calendar for this year, I would love to, I guess, hear from you both about any other races that you have in the coming months, or adventures or FKTs or anything along those lines. Corey, any races that you're currently committed to or have on your radar?
My June's pretty busy. I am signed up for the Canon race. I figured I'd check that out. Sounds cool, and it's more along the lines of, I think, what would be my strengths. But and I'm signed up for Mount Washington, which I originally wasn't going to do, but then
I'll see you there.
Paul Kirsch kind of talked me into it, and then it's on my birthday this year, so and then I'm signed up for Race the Cog. I wanted to try it, so I'm signed up for the Up Down.
Sweet. So that'll be essentially. Is there a week break in there?
There's a weekend off. There's a weekend off in there, but I have a baby shower that I'll go to that weekend. So yeah, I think
Race the Cog will be your first time doing Race the Cog. Is that right, or have you done it? Okay.
I haven't done it. Yeah, I have never even. Yeah, I know I could go over there anytime, but I just haven't.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see.
And you're doing the Devil's Shingle, like the round trip. Up and down. Haley crushed that last year.
That was out of all the races, that was the hardest downhill I have ever done in my entire life. I have never been so beat up foot wise. That was so insane. It was so cool. But if anyone's gonna do it faster, it's Corey, 100%. I'm planning to do it. I will try. I don't know. I saw Corey at the Canadian Championships going downhill. It's just like, whoa. Like it's amazing.
Corey, what's your any downhill secrets or tips for everyone who's listening who can stay upright on the downhill?
I don't know. I don't know. I was always taught like put your hips forward, and I don't know. So I do that, and I just go for it and trust. You kind of have to trust your footsteps and everything. So trust your strength. I don't know. It's just
embrace it. Yeah.
Just fun. It's like so much. I feel like it's easier to just go than to be breaking. So I don't know. Just kind of take a little like downhill break.
Like mentally, like you have to check out a little, like almost just like, or where do you feel mentally you are when you are doing the downhills? Are you like super, obviously very focused probably on the ground in front of you, but how do you feel like you mentally approach the downhills?
I don't know. I think I'm just like, oh, this is the fun part. This is the part that you can do well. And then I just like, if there's people ahead, that makes it like a lot more fun because you can try to like pick people off. It's when there's not people that you can see, it's a little trickier that way. But like if there are people, which like that's the nice thing about Sunapee is because like the men and women are separate and it's the double loop. Like there's most likely gonna be people unless you're like caught in that, I feel like in races there's like always random times where there's like nobody around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I always get stuck in those little
I do
spots where there's
too.
nobody.
I feel that. And people will be like, oh, I ran with so and so. I'm like, I didn't see anyone for 3 miles. Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah. But like the double laps like definitely allow for more people, like for you to see people more and stuff. So
Yeah.
Right. I have a question about your downhill. Are
Well.
you like you know how there's like the slammer who just like goes, like, or do you like step lightly anywhere, or do you switch it up? Do you know what I mean? Like how you can just like go all out slamming. I kind of think you're a slammer with no hesitation, versus like the kind of tiptoer on the techie stuff, or do you just slam through the whole thing?
I try to go through the techie stuff too, but like I know that like for this one, like I'll try to be more like I try to take it a little easier the first downhill.
Okay.
Because it is like hard on the legs the second time up if you're going too fast, or if you're like pounding too much down, but then the second time down it's like, oh, so what if your legs are dead after? But there's like definitely been times in races where, in particular Waterville Valley, when it was the championship year, the end of that race, I was just so close to like catching people, and I was trying to get somebody right at the end, and like I had no control over. It was a point where I'm like, if I fall right now, like I fall, but my body's just, it's going, and I can't do anything about it. So I'm just gonna keep going. Like there's definitely points like that sometimes. I haven't really gotten there in a while. That was like I was really gunning for something there, but so that.
Have you had any bad wipeouts on the descents, or you've avoided them to date?
No, I think I fell in that race earlier, but I just like popped right up. I've been pretty fortunate. I fell at Sunapee that one year in the 2023, like in the snow. But I just like slid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been pretty fortunate with not having too bad of ones. Hopefully I don't now that I said that, but yeah, I don't know. But I'd like to think that I'm generally like still somewhat in control of where I'm stepping, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Haley lost the downhills too.
Not quite like that though. And honestly, Corey, race the cog, even like if you're not going full blast, like I don't think anyone feels in control, because they're just like random pieces of metal and like sand.
Yeah,
there's
like
one
really
track down, and there's also people coming up, and you're like, sorry, but you got to get the hell out of the way, because I'm going to run you over. Yeah.
I've fallen on like normal. I think I had a not. I feel like I don't know. I fell one time like running the Frank Ridge Trail, and like a whole huge group had just moved out of the way for me, and then I like tripped on a stump, and then I got up and I like laughed, and I'm like, I'm okay, and they're just like staring at me, and I'm like, I wish you would just like laugh at me or something.
It only happens when people are around. Only.
Yeah. But it wasn't. It's fine.
Haley, you should totally jump and race the cog. That would be fun.
I know. I'm not signed up for anything, but it's on my list. Yeah, I will. I'm a last minute committer.
Big year. Yeah, this year is on track to sell out. So 200 runners out there on that stretch. I think there's only 16 spots left. So if you're listening, sign up soon. But I guess back to race calendar. Sounds like, Corey, full June. Anything else in terms of the rest of the summer or fall that you're looking forward to?
Just like race wise, to be determined, I guess. I think I'm gonna try Baldface too. I think I don't remember when that is.
So
August.
Such a good
July is July. So we'll see.
Are you gonna do the shorter or the longer?
Well, the shorter.
Oh, come on, Corey. That's going to be my goal for this season, to get Corey to do a longer. I think she would do it.
These are already long for me, so.
Well,
I support that goal. Well, you did Xterra last year. That was like a.
Yeah, that's the longest I'll do, is the half marathon distance. And then there's stuff in the fall. I love racing in the fall, so like all the fall stuff that I always do, but.
Yeah.
That's a ways away.
Sweet. Haley, how about yourself? What's lined up? I know
You already know because I sent you my list to edit. I'm trying not to race as much as I did last year. Like it was fun, but it's just too much. I don't know. Like I got to spend some time in my house and just I don't know, doing other things and finding other hobbies. But I had a really good time. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do everything that Corey also named. I think I definitely will like. I'm going back and forth between Canon and Shakurawa because I think I'm trained more for Shakurawa, probably distance wise, and it's a little longer.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to go out and do the Canon course and just check things out because I really do like it. But it's not only because don't underestimate it, but like it's 6.7 miles, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay.
But I'm really interested.
I mean, it'll take probably just as long.
Yeah. It's definitely, yeah. Hooper and Colleen were talking about it and they're like, yeah, it's a pretty technical, rugged course. Even the down, I was like, oh, I thought because it was on a ski slope, it might not be so bad. And they're like, oh no, like it's pretty brutal. So that's exciting. But I have not done Shakura in a minute, and I had a really bad race there when it was really warm and just got so sick. And I should have grabbed water and I didn't. So I'm like, that would be fun to go back. There's a couple races in New York. I think Climb for Climate is one. The Escarpment race director reached out to me and I'm really interested in that, but I don't know if it's going to fit in with schedules and gas is expensive. So yeah, we'll see. But I do also potentially have an FKT planned, but I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I need to make sure like my health is 100% and my ankle is a bit better before I commit to anything. But don't say anything, please.
All right, that's all we need to hear. I'm on board. I love it.
I
New England
definitely
FKT, you gotta watch out for Haley.
We'll see. Yeah, I know it's been a long time since I don't actually, my last FKT, which didn't last long, was Tecumseh. So I think I might go for a lot bigger of an effort somewhere. But we'll see. And then I don't think I'm really just going to take it as it comes and just like see what else I want to do. But I also hope I get to see Corey in Canada again because I think I would like to do that. That was a lot of fun. So
I don't think I'm going to be able to go to that one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You're going to be getting married.
I think it's the weekend before that.
Oh.
But it's the same week. I don't know. We'll see. It's the same weekend as Cranmore, I think.
Oh no.
I think. I don't know.
That's weird. That's later.
I could be wrong.
That's a bummer. There's always these.
Anyways, we'll see. We'll see. It was fun. It was a cool.
It was a really good experience, and that downhill was I don't think it was a technical race, but it was still pretty brutal, which was kind of fun to switch it up. So yeah.
Was that your first international race, Haley? Or
yeah, I had never been to Canada, which is so crazy because it's like those are our neighbors. Like
yeah.
I was just like on the border last weekend, and I've been to other countries, just not Canada, so that was fun. And the race director's super nice. And when they cheer in French, they're saying "Allez, allez," but I kept thinking they were saying "Haley, Haley." I'm like, yeah.
I love that. That's so great. That's so funny. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I felt so stupid. I'm like, how did they know my name? But I think I was a little
It does. I'm sure it sounds similar.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Corey, you've done some international races. I mean, you've represented the U.S. team in 2022 at the World Mountain Championships. That was in Thailand, I think. Yeah, I'm curious, like, yeah, what was your experience like racing internationally? Do you enjoy sort of the fanfare of like a big international event, or yeah, what was your experience like?
It was really cool. Yeah, I think just my biggest takeaway, I'm not like a much of a world traveler usually, so it was just such a cool experience because it was just so different from anything that I've ever done. And it was really cool to have like spectators everywhere shouting in all languages, and the race itself having people around, like so many people around you the whole time. Like especially on the uphill, just like of, I mean, there's literally like everybody is like so talented. So there's just like a million
Yeah.
people all around, and yeah, it was just a really cool experience. Yeah.
Did it feel any different in terms of like the team aspect, like racing as part of a team? Did that change
Oh
anything
yeah,
for
it
you?
was like so much fun to go back to like that kind of, like college and high school, like cross country type style racing, and like picking up like racing by number, like how many people you can like, you know, get and stuff. So
Yeah.
that was definitely a cool part of it.
If Tom Hoover's listening, I think we should have a team competition component to Sunapee Scramble. That'd be fun. Even if it was just like pick like some races will do that where you just like put together, like 2 men, 2 women or something.
That would be
You can come
really
up
cool.
with whatever name you want, and maybe there's like a little bit of extra prize for that. I think that would add some fun
Yeah.
storyline to the event.
Or like someone
But
for up and someone for down. Just saying.
oh yeah,
Would be pretty cool.
yeah.
I pick Corey.
Or have Andrew Drummond add some segment challenge component.
I want to do some of those, but those are so far from me. But I'd like to go try some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. South Moat was just like, it's so close, and a mountain
Yeah.
I do all like, I really like, so, but yeah, they're not always.
Lonesome's not too bad. Maybe I might try to get over there, but I don't. We'll see.
Nice.
With dead legs. Post race.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, for those still tuning in, Sunapee Scramble next Sunday, not Saturday, next Sunday, June 1st. And yeah, like we were saying, there is a live stream. I know Tom's working hard to put together that, and I did see on his social media him rigging some cameras to electric bikes and trying to trying to figure out that. I know he had, was it a Tesla in 2023 on the access road? Do you remember that? I think.
Yeah, I think there was, or something that you wouldn't think would go up it that
Something.
access road typically. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I helped out with some of the camera on course. So definitely tune in to the live stream. And yeah, obviously Haley and Corey rooting hard for you out there. So yeah, rest up this week and let it rip on Sunday. Any last thoughts before we close out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Come have fun. Welcome to
have fun.
Awesome.
Welcome to all the people who are not New Hampshire people that are coming to New Hampshire. I'm always a big promoter of the Granite State.
I love it.
Also, shout out to my friend Renee, who is a very strong road runner. I think she just won a cross country championship. I was stalking her Instagram, but she's flying over here from Arizona, and she's going to stay with us before. So,
awesome.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm really excited. I'm like, oh, you want to do Sunapee? Come do it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you're like listening to this and you're not racing, it's also great for spectating.
Yeah.
I mean, to see like world class competition. If you're local to New Hampshire, so close is pretty exciting. So you'll be able to both watch a live stream, but with the 2-lap aspect, hanging out at the finish area is a nice way to spectate, and I know runners appreciate that. So yeah, come on out next Sunday to Sunapee, New Hampshire. Well, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the White Mountain Endurance.